So another very big piece of news that was confirmed at this year's show was the concept that we saw at last year's EICMA, which is of course the Aprilia RS660. So this is a baby RS V4 for the masses, effectively, and it shares more than just a style with the bigger superbike of the Aprilia family. This is the engine of the RS660 is effectively the front two cylinders of the RS V4 engine turned into a 660cc parallel twin. So it's a top spec sports bike. It's properly well kitted out with full on cornering ABS. You've got traction control, we've got wheelie control, we've got engine braking control. There are riding modes and three road riding modes and 2 track riding modes. It's got cruise control, which is always handy if you're going to ride a bike in the real world, and you've also got an up and down quickshifter. All of that is controlled through a smartphone connected TFT display with notifications, and you can also control MP3s and sort of answer and reject phone calls through that as well, which is a really cool feature, and it's something that I think we're going to see on a lot of top spec superbikes because it doesn't weigh very much and it doesn't cost very much once they've got the software to implement it. So it is effectively a top spec sports bike. There are no official details as yet whether this has been built as a way of Aprilia breaking into some of the lightweight TT classes, but I'm sure it's going to be a bike that we're going to see there at some point, given that its capacity falls in line with that, and also that some parallel twins that are making similar sorts of brake horsepower have already sort of done so much at the TT in terms of racing in that lightweight class. The power output of the machine is claimed to be 98 bhp, which for a bike which doesn't weigh very much, I think it's coming in at just sort of about 100.5 kilograms. It's to be homologated, so there isn't a final figure on that yet. That's going to be more than enough, and for a lot of people riding on the road, it's still within the realms of giving you all of the enjoyment and all of the thrill that you want without any of that bum-clenching fear of riding a 200 bhp sports bike on a British country road. So just a little bit more of the hardware on this one. The bike comes fitted with 41mm USD Kayaba forks, or KYB forks. We've got 320mm discs and radially mounted Brembo brakes. So it's got all the right kit in all the right places. Some people have not been too won over by the styling. I, for one, think it looks absolutely brilliant. It's a bike that you can't really take it for granted from the pictures that you see on the computer screen in front of you. You really have to see it in the flesh and sort of see the proportions of it, and it just looks like a really, really well thought out, well designed. This is a bike that we're very much looking forward to riding next year once we get the full press launch all sorted out.